Lisa, I want to share the rest of my life with you. You're amazing.
Don't do it.
You're truly beautiful. You're my best friend. You're my soulmate. And I love you with all my heart. Lisa, will you marry me?
Lisa, we need you to just sit down and meow. Just to fill you in on the story here, ladies and gents. Just jump. I'll hold your hand. Wait there, wait there, wait there. Just to fill you in on this story, we've been so excited about this. They have been snooker fans for many, many years. They met as friends in 2005. They had their first clinch a year ago on Wednesday at the Crucible. He's been walking round backstage like a cat on a hot tin roof. Brian, do the business.
Oh, I'm not sure what the rules are about clinches on the Crucible floor. Congratulations to Brian and Lisa. Absolutely lovely moment. As you saw there, Brian is a very, very big Coventry fan, and just to sort of put a dampener on his day, they're 2-0 down to Southampton. Sorry about that, Brian. But the important bit all came right. That was a great moment, wasn't it, John?
Well, they'll remember that for the rest of their lives. That was very special. But as I say, relegation for Coventry, but at least he's found happiness somewhere else.
Absolutely. Not quite your style, Stevie. You're much more of a modest sort of chap, but nice to see all the same.
Well, the Crucible Theatre's been the home of many a performance, and that was marvellous.
Well played, and we wish them all the best for their future happiness. All right, well, after that rather pleasant distraction, back to the action in the Perry-Maguire match. We saw Joe Perry take the first of the afternoon, of the morning rather, and he took the second as well. But Maguire hit back in frame 19 to move 12-7 in front. He's one short of the finish line, and this is frame 20.
Stephen Maguire then breaks off in what he hopes is going to be the last frame of this second round match. Joe Perry needs to win this frame to take us to a mid-session interval. Hit that all wrong. It looked as if it might have been a free shot there if he played it. He was trying to pot that come off the cushion and cannon that red out of the way. He cannoned the red direct and has left it on.
One.
Well, undoubtedly get a lot more chances in this match to go on to have a chance of winning it, but this could be the chance he's looking for early on.
Yeah, just a little nudge onto that would be good, or even at pace. He was always going to have a pot into the left corner with that simple little cannon.
It's little shots like that, Dennis, that these players, these good break builders, just spot straight away.
Nine.
Well, a lot of the great players have the knack of clinching a match with one contribution. Can Stephen Maguire do that here?
Yeah, they call it clinches disease, don't they? Some players, when they get one away from the winning post, all of a sudden go in their shell
16.
a bit. But the good, the real good match players, such as Stephen Maguire, relish the thought of getting over the line. They just want to get over the line as quick as possible. Oh, okay,
17.
there's nothing really available, really, so into the pink. It might be a good idea to hit the pink and the red at the same time, actually, here. If you can hit the pink half ball, it's very unusual you say hit the pink half ball, but that might be a better choice here. Well, there must be a red that pots. The one at the extreme left must pass the black. It didn't look like it from here, but clearly it must.
22.
Yeah, I think he's got a choice. The one at the back, which will really open things up. And if he drops on a colour here, they'll be there for the taking. Oh, that, he just can't play that shot any better. That is played with topspin. In fact, the white came back off the reds before it then followed through.
You could never really think you're never going to finish like that, but boy, as you rightly say, Denny, loads of topspin. Okay, you're unlucky if you're not on the pink or black, but how's it forced its way through and finished absolutely perfect?
31.
There he's still at 92%. And he's in the 90s with his tournament pot success rate, so he's been pretty consistent. And he could be a handful for whoever he plays.
The only thing that worries me, Dennis, about the way it's okay, break building wise he's good, but his long game at the moment for me is not. He's not going to be able to compete at the moment with his long game. He's missing far too many long shots. In the balls, we know he's going to compete.
Yeah, he'll come up again a fellow Scott in the quarter-final, and it looks like being Stephen Hendry, who is well in the driving seat against John Higgins.
46.
In fact, Stephen Maguire used to be a practice partner of Stephen Hendry. That was after John Higgins. So these two players have got a lot of respect for Stephen Hendry. They've learned the game from them, you'd have to say. They've played thousands of frames together.
54.
It's not a bad way to get
55.
experience, is it, really, playing Stephen Hendry for money every day? You know, you lose a few quid, but when you start winning a few quid, you know that you can compete with the best players in the world, and here they are. John Higgins, a world champion, multiple world champion, and Stephen Maguire, who would dearly love to lift a world title. There's 3 Scots already lifted that title: Graham Dott, John
62.
Higgins, Stephen Hendry. He'd like to be a 4th.
Yes, and it is great experience as well. I mean, Stephen Hendry, undoubtedly the world's greatest ever break builder at this moment in time, and you just pick up little things.
63.
And of course, it goes without saying that both Stephen Maguire and John Higgins are up there, who are the best break builders in the world, purely because of Stephen Hendry.
Right, now he's got a shot with the rest to clinch the match. He's missed a couple, and he got a little bit angry with it. He was going to throw the rest out of the Crucible arena earlier in this session, so that's why he's steadying himself up. He knows that this green will put him in the quarter-final. Took longer than
66.
normal on that to make absolutely certain.
67.
67 in front, 67 on the table, just this colour, and that should be it.
72.
Good performance, Dennis, but I think it, as we were just saying a few moments ago, we have to improve.
Yeah, the second session wasn't the best for Joe Perry. He set off
79.
with a break of 115, Joe, and looked in terrific form, but, well, that's, I don't know what that was to finish the match. Joe Perry put up a decent show. He made a fight of it this morning, winning the 2 opening frames, but it was just too big a target to set himself, and in the end Stephen Maguire goes through to the quarter-final, a very comfortable winner, it has to be said, 13-7.
You can only lose that match from 11-5 up. Obviously there's no pressure on Joe after the second session. All the pressure's on me now to finish it. So really the match is only yours to lose, and that kind of adds a little bit of pressure on. I'd certainly have to improve my game this week, because I'm not playing well enough to win it this week. So I've got a few days off, and I'll just see if I can improve for the next match.
Steve John, obviously we're discussing Stephen Maguire's progress, and we've had 3 centuries from him, 1 against Brissell in round 1 and obviously 2 against Joe Perry. The damage there, really the second session in that match, that's where he really pulled away, Steve.
Yes, and I think he's returned to form as a snooker player, and all of a sudden that match, I suppose people were expecting him to be the player that was going to win it. I wouldn't be too worried about trying to play to form. Trying to play well now. It's the second week where it really kicks off.
He does beat himself up a bit though, John, doesn't he?
He does,
see
yeah.
that?
But I think that point that you've made there, I just want to go back to that. In 2007 when he came here, he played the best snooker round 1, round 2, and I thought, wow, you can go and win the championship here. And he'd half punched himself out for the next round. First round wasn't brilliant, Goff got over it. Second round, he can definitely improve from that. It's in his favour, he's in the quarter-final without hitting anywhere near top gear.
But he is a very combustible figure. We use that word a lot about him, really, don't we? Because he almost strives for perfection all the time. And even if he does have a very healthy lead, he's constantly beating himself up at the table if it's just not going perfectly for himself.
Some people, everyone's different. Some people need that. Sometimes you need to give yourself a kick or a boost or whatever. Maguire is certainly like that. He must have very strong knuckles, I know that's for sure, because he likes to wrap them on the table.
Knuckles Maguire, absolutely.
He must have good ones.
It's hard to sort of work out why a player comes back to form, but if it is due to the fact there's a lot more tournaments and he benefits from having lots of run-outs, then all of a sudden Stephen Maguire is a type of player that actually improves by playing day on day on day. The second week of the Crucible is exactly that. Yes,
exactly. OK, well, he's through and he'll play either Hendry or Higgins, so that's another Scottish matchup in the quarter-finals. But at the